There are systems out there. I've done quite a bit of market research. There are systems out there where some of them are even cloud-based. There's this migration to cloud-based delivery now, where the essential difference being those systems are being completely hosted by the solution provider. Now, some of those hosted systems are not using the monthly paid model. They're still using you pay us and then a large amount of money up front, and then a small sort of trickle fee, to really support, to be honest, a little bit of hosting in there. If a dealer has nothing, one avenue a lot of dealers do go down is the auto trader route. The problem with auto trader, and I've spoken to an awful lot of dealers, is that they all hate auto trader because they dominate the market, they're very expensive, and they don't deliver a lot of functionality. It's a typical situation. It's a bit like Sage. Sage dominate the market. They haven't got necessarily the best product, but they're out there everywhere, and they're in America and so on. But in terms of auto trader, the downside, apart from all those dislikes, is that it's a non-personalised delivery. Basically, if you put your cars on as a dealer onto Auto Trader, it's branded Auto Trader. Your vehicles are outside with everyone else's. You can potentially lose customers. The emphasis here is to have something personal, branded, skinned into your existing offering. And you tend to find that the majority of customers that work with dealers in the local environment who are buying cars tend to be very loyal to their local dealer. And what they do, what they want to know is, right, I need a car for the wife, for example, used, nice little Audi or something. What have you got? And they just want to find out, literally what's there. So they want to go online and filter through what's in the system, and basically look at what's in the local shop window.
So what's the market split then between customers that then usually find and buy through Auto Trader and the ones that find and buy through the other competitors, I suppose?
Sorry, the people find solutions.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out, what site, obviously everyone decides the car market, but is Auto Trader 80% of that in terms of volume?
I don't see myself as competing with Auto Trader.
So is it the 20% that isn't?
No, I mean, I haven't got any statistical analysis on that specific thing, I must say. But I think it's from a dealer's perspective, it's a negative thing to put your cars on Auto Trader because they're going outside your brand, in essence. They're going outside your business, and there's more opportunity to your customer finding someone else basically, and you're losing a customer. What we're offering here is a personalised service. We're plugging a hole in the wall that's occurred because of this change in the relationship between manufacturers and motor dealers. And
I thought, sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
which it's around the same subject. I bought a 9-month-old Audi on Scotswood Road about 4 months ago, and their second-hand website seems fully integrated with their used car stuff. And whenever I looked at Audi dealers,
Audi might be, yeah, okay. I mean, what tends to happen is there is some manufacturers do a approved buy.
Yeah.
But usually it's their brand of vehicle only.
Yes, I mean,
so if you wanted
there was no Jaguars for
CV.
sale there, and I'm assuming someone's exchanged Jaguars, and talking, there was none on the forecourt. I actually mentioned that to one of the salesmen. He said, well, if we get a non-Audi car, we just get rid of it.
Right.
And I didn't know quite what he means by get rid of it, but I assume he means pass it on to someone else.
Pass it on to somebody else in the dealer network who would be interested. Yeah, they would sell it trade-to-trade basis.
He said we just won't have non-Audis on the lot.
Yeah. Yes, I mean that is an unusual approach, I must say. I mean that can happen certainly, and that actually could be a more demanding relationship demanded by Audi. I've not worked with Audi, so I've got quite the QT on how they approach their business. But certainly with Mazda, which was my experience, they had an approved Mazda scheme where if it was a used Mazda, they would make sure it came with a 12-month warranty, it was backed up by Mazda, you could take it anywhere in the country, and it was guaranteed a certain quality level. But if it was anything else, they weren't interested. And that's the problem. And most motor dealers don't try to offload their non-dealership vehicles. What they do is they try to sell them.
Well, that was my question, because I wasn't aware how it was done. I mean, in Audi, clearly it's all kept in-house and they chuck out anything that isn't theirs, as it were. So that, you know,
One of my friends has worked with a dealer before, and what they tend to do is they either go down the auto trader route. So if, for example, you trade in a Ford to the Audi garage, they'll put it on auto trader.
yeah, so I
Or what
was
they'll do is
so
go
what I
to
was doing
auction.
is looking at the Audis. And,
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, if you look at something like the Arnold Clark Ford dealership on the Scotswood Road, most of their used cars are not Fords. So,
Yeah.
so I think it's probably that maybe Audi just as a premium
trust me,
thing.
pick the exception.
It's a,
But
premium
the
brand.
company that you have got, they've had it for 6 years. They've still got
Yeah,
it.
this is it.
So this is it.
Yeah.
And what difference has it made to them?
It revolutionised their used vehicles in that
Perhaps
when,
you.
yeah, when we put this in, do you know this company?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Right, okay.
No, I was anything. I was just joking on that.
When we put this in, they had in excess of 90 vehicles, and this is not a large dealership. And within 3 months, it was down to 20. And we were virtually actually buying used vehicles to have on the forecourt. So it had a major impact on their business for sure.
How are customers getting driven to that website?
In this instance, that is the front end,
Yeah.
which I would normally, with this product, be skinning into. The back end is a database driven, so this is selling new cars, new vehicles.
Yeah.
There's a used element,
Yeah.
sort of in this area, you can see my point there. You can dive into the used section, and then you would be into, just refresh that, the used car database,
Yeah.
and there you can select, you know, I want, let's see,
I suppose, were you doing any of the kind of pay-per-click
BMW,
marketing?
there's some in there, there's one.
I suppose I should
not.
frame a question that was it the fact that you also driving more users to kind of the site, or was it just the functionality of your product was so much better, the conversion rates were higher?
Yeah, I mean, one of the key elements I've not talked about with this is, which these systems tend not to do, is it will plug any vehicle into your social media channels. So if you've got a Twitter stream, Facebook, even Instagram, any channels you're running with, you can actually, rather than dump all your car stock into your channel, you can actually flip a switch. Let's say a vehicle that was slow moving, and you couldn't reduce the price anymore. It's been on, with you for 6 months. You just got to get it sold. You could then target certain vehicles, and you can do an analysis, a statistical analysis. A lot of statistical data coming out of this system, telling you if I choose a vehicle, this nice red one, it'll tell me, see at the bottom, but how many hits we've had. You just see that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of statistical information coming in terms of how many are looking at it, but people are buying. So you get a feel that it's been there 6 months, but 500 people have looked at it. There's something not right. So you might then choose to stick it on the social media, flip the social media button, and it will actually it'll go out automatically because it's very easy to API into external systems and feed something like Buffer, so that it's sending out a scheduled, offer of the week, that sort of thing. So I mean, it'll be out there on social media. To answer your question, there's strong SEO embedded into the system, which can be added to and enhanced by whoever's involved in the system, and that could be part of the consultancy and the supply of the system. So that will enhance it being found in terms of a generic search. There's also the capability of, once a number of these systems are in, actually aggregating all the car stock into a separate website, which is used car stock for Britain or UK. I mean, obviously every country could have a similar, and you could actually have sales, from different parts of the country or outside your area, finding vehicles even though they're not in your locale because they're looking for a specific model and a specific specification, for example.
What's your, how are you pricing this to dealerships? I mean, what are you charging? Are you charging a license fee? Are you charging a percentage of sales, a flat fee? Because you were showing a sort of profit top line number, I mean, you know, how does that build up?
Okay, where that's coming from is that we're typically, the exact pricing has to be finally decided. We're looking in the region of £1.50 to £2 per vehicle per month while it's on the system. So
Okay.
you can have, within a month, you're putting vehicles on and off, but wherever your peak number is, you'll be charged that per month, and you will be paying that figure. Now there is some gearing in there, so that if you're putting lots of vehicles on, it does get a bit cheaper per
You're
vehicle.
more or less charging them for advertising space in a way.
In effect.
Yes,
So
you're-
basically they're paying for the use of the service. It's actually software as a service. They're paying for a service. They're not buying a system. They're
Alright.
paying for a service. So they can, it's an easy
Yeah.
setup. If they want to pack it all in, they can easily get out. But the pain is they've put all the effort of putting all the car stock on.
What's
Therefore,
the
the
turnover
dollars-
figure to get to 1.8 million profit?
Okay, I mean, we're looking at, I have to work on averages, okay, because we're looking at different dealers, different sizes, different amount of car stock at each. We're looking at average, and I've done some product statistical information, data analysis on this. We're looking at typically, 1,600 coming back per dealership, typically, on average, okay. I would give £600 of that to the reseller, okay, who's made the sale. So they're looking after territory, okay. I haven't really gone over the territory model, but if you imagine we'll allocate territory to resellers, the reseller channel, they will look after all their clients in their area. One of the things I also haven't mentioned, that I'll be doing direct sales and marketing, and if I get a potential sale, I will pass it to whoever owns that territory, whether that's in the UK or whether that's in Europe, and then they will manage the sale. But essentially, they will get effectively 60% of the income.
Fine, okay, you explained some detail in the model, which is great, but
Sorry,
I
what
was
was
just asking, which is good and it's interesting, but given we're a bit short time, I was just asking you, that's the detail of your model, but you put 1,800 in year 5 profit.
Yeah.
What's your sales? I'm trying to get at what margin you're actually...
I'll be taking a 60% margin,
Gross margin, yeah.
and the reseller will be getting 40%, which in general terms is good,
Yeah.
because they'll be sitting back watching it happen. So the more they sell, they can sit back on their desert island with their cocktail,
So
and the
you're
money just rolls in
forecasting-
month on month.
So your actual sales forecast on your profit in year 5 is something like what was it, 1.8 million profit?
1.8 million.
That's not your sales number, that's your profit
So
number.
that's what profit, yes, to be clear, yes. Yes, I actually
Alright.
thought profit would be of great interest, so I'll try to keep it simple. But yes, I do have detailed figures.
Okay, fine, that's fine.
But actually, sorry, because I made a few notes on everything, but just to get the 1.8, how many sales was that? 'Cause it looked as if it was 180 sales.
It was a lot. It was 1,800. Yeah, well, remember we're talking across Europe, and maybe America by this stage.
And how many car dealerships in the UK, roughly? Any idea?
I can't answer that.
That's right.
A lot. I mean, bear in mind, this goes from the smallest little garage who's got 10 used cars,
Yeah, I'm with you.
all
but
the way up
it's-
to the big boys.
I mean, an investor, someone will question how you get to the top line number. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
so
Yeah.
and the answer to whether that's realistic or not is, I mean, and don't walk up to someone and say, I'll get, the world market is 20 billion, therefore I'll get 1% of sales, therefore I'm rich. But it's building it up. But there's still a question, well, how many car dealerships are in the UK?
Of course.
And so, which is a thought experiment test on if you're going to sell to 1,800, or say, okay, 300 of them if that's UK only.
Okay, well, it won't be, because by year 5, that'll be international business, because we're focusing on
Yeah.
Europe to establish the brand. Once that is established, I would say within 3 years, the brand will be well established. Now,
In
I
that
would
case,
say
do
by
one
year 4.
slide at your end of your presentation which just builds up that number.
Yes.
Because 1.8 million pounds profit is great.
Yeah.
But then my next question is
Yeah.
always, how do you get
How do you
there?
do that?
Because I'm running it through my head
Of
and saying,
course.
well, is this realistic?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I have
They
done
will
it-
be, and you may have that, but you need to show it to me.
Yeah, I'm not exposing you the detail, but
No.
I have done a detailed, reasonable, worst case, I can't say worst case scenario, a realistic
Yeah, okay.
projection.
I believe you. I'm just
Assuming
suggesting that
sales
you
are
do
made.
one slide somewhere in your nice
Yes.
precise presentation
Sure.
that just does that build up. Say, well, in the UK in year 3 we'll make 300 sales because that's, I've got contacts through this, and there's probably something like, I don't know, 10,000 car dealerships in the UK. And I'm thinking, okay, that's realistic.
Yeah, okay.
I think we will stop the